So I wanted to go over all the skills we have covered with Miss Maven. So this first exercise is called Relax on a Mat. We simply break out a towel, and what we want from Maven is for her to come on over and perfect. For her to give us a down and relax on the mat. And this is a command-free exercise. Very good. Another thing that we can look for is her hips to cock out to the side and her little chin to rest down on the mat. That's really the epitome of relaxation. Um, and so this is a command-free exercise. We never say anything, which is actually what makes it very impactful. She has to work through this completely on her own accord, as opposed to me just telling her all of the different commands to work through this. The only thing that I'll say, you can simply say Maven to have Miss Maven come back over to the mat if she were to wander off as she did there. That's all well and good to get your pup to come back on over. But this is a desensitization and counter conditioning tool that you can use moving forward. So when Maven runs into something that stresses her out or gets her wound up, you'll break out your mat, and if it's something that she sees, then you can simply get closer to that stimulus over time. And if it is something that she hears, then I like to Google that sound on my phone and then slowly ratchet up the volume. And so anything that comes her way in the future that makes her too anxious or excited and cultivates those negative emotions, basically, you have a tool to work on that now. So I've had folks use this for plane rides, for dog-friendly hotels, a whole slew of different stressful situations that have come their way. So a very, very impactful tool that you've got in your toolbox now. So let's take a treat, toss it off the mat, and go through our other skills. So what we're looking for here is just some name recognition, so some eye contact as soon as I say Maven's name. So let's go through our first rendition, and I'll say, Maven, drag your treat up towards my face. She's got to make eye contact. Then I'm going to do it without dragging the treat up towards my face and say, Maven. She's going to make eye contact. Then I'm going to toss the treat on the ground over here. Maven. And we want to click as soon as she locked in there. So as soon as she checks in with you. Off of that, I like to play with some recall, so simply coming when called. Maven, come. Good girl. Maven, sit. Good girl. Maven, down. Good girl. Maven, stay. Out. Maven, down. Stay. Free. Good girl. Good girl. So you'll notice that she broke there during her stay, and that's all well and good. What we do there, just give her another opportunity to do the right thing. She's no click, no treat. That's fine. Looking for progress, not perfection, at least in the short term. But no click, no treat is very good information for her as well. So if she ever doesn't fulfill the requirements of what it is you're looking for, no click, no treat, we move on. And then I'll give my dog an opportunity to work through that same skill. And if you want to bust out some repetitions that are easier, you can always tweak the two variables of distance and distraction. So just doing it at shorter distances and in an easier environment. And you could simply have it look like this. If you say, stay, free, good girl, and make it real quick. So real short so real brief and a real short distance to make it easier for her. Baby, touch. This is our targeting exercise. So we simply put our hand down, and Maeve has to come up and bump our hand with her nose. It's great to just get your dog positioned wherever she needs to be. So a very, very beneficial exercise to work through there. So I'm working with a dog on some potty training, so I hear a little whining in the background. Apologies for that. Leave it. Very good. So with our leave it, what we're looking for is a real solid retraction that we pull back as soon as we get interested in those treats. So I like to make it as realistic as possible, let my pup get interested. Leave it. Good girl. Very good. You can also play around with setting the treats down. Leave it. Back. So I'm actually going to give her another shot. Maybe. Leave it. Free. Good girl. So with this one here, playing around with basically the teepee is the first stage where we completely cover it, and then we start to retract the teepee, pull it further away, and then pull our hand away. So right now we're on the stage where I'm pulling my hand away. She's doing an excellent job, particularly with her impulse control. She's super smart, and has a challenge with impulse control. And usually I see those two paired together quite often. The more intelligent dogs have a more difficult time with impulse control. One thing that I did want to mention is that with her leave it, she has a tendency to want to nip at your hand as your hand is by your side. I've noticed that quite often. So putting my hand down and telling her leave it is one thing you're definitely going to want to do, and do a boatload of repetitions of telling her leave it, so she realizes anytime she gets interested in your hand, that you tell her leave it. And actually keep a close eye on her when she first had kids walk into the room, or she walks into the room with kids, or adults for that matter. But as soon as she's introduced, I want to preempt by telling her leave it if I see her starting to walk up and get interested in someone's hand. And so that is something we've been working on. And another thing that we have been using is a default behavior, which is simply a sit. And so this just looks like, Maven, come. And I'm clicking a lot for her, just offering up sits. So as I'm walking around and messing around with her, I'm looking to reinforce the sit. So it's just a nice calm behavior. And when she's in a sit, she's not going to be going after your hand. So a lot of times, first thing in our training session, I would just walk into the room and then stand there and wait for Miss Maven to offer up a sit. And when she offered up a sit, then I would give her a click and let her know I appreciate that, and do that over and over again. So she starts to come to the realization that giving us these calm behaviors is great. Just the antithesis of that is getting real excited, jumping up. And so it's great to create these default behaviors, which is basically just saying, I appreciate when you do this without me requesting it. So sits and downs are great for that. And always giving her love, affection, and treats when she exhibits those behaviors. But in that same vein, we're going to go over space, which is our anti-jumping exercise. Maybe space. Good girl. So I look for a 2-foot bubble. Right? Space. And I want her to stop shy. It's a way to preempt jumping by asking your dog to give you some space. And so you can simply space. Work from the front, side, and behind. And you can use this for yourself as well as someone else. And space is an excellent tool to stop a dog from jumping before they get an opportunity. And you can also run around, get a little bit more excited. Make space. Good girl, good girl. Very good.